36 years since those polka dots debuted in the WWF and he started dancing down the aisle to the common man. We have an LJN American Dream Dusty Rhodes on the blue card and on the black card, which he most likely would have been on, considering that started in '89 also. Today we're opening up the blue card. Here we are, the MatteLJN, I should say. I've coined that, and we're going to be opening them up. I do have a little pre-cut in there just so you don't have to watch me struggle with it. If you'll notice, we'll talk a little bit about the card first. The bubble is actually kind of inserted inside of the card rather than being in the front, which I did grab an axe so we can compare here. You and I both remember just ripping these off the card, all action figures, right? Well, you can't do that with these. The bubble is just sort of ingrained in there. But, you know, originally, when I had seen pictures of the carded MatteLJNs, I thought maybe the cards were a little smaller, but really they aren't. I mean, it's pretty exact there in the back. I mean, it's authentic. Now, what I will say is the sticker, the name sticker, logo sticker, whatever you want to call it, isn't really a sticker anymore. On those it was. It's part of the card. That's fine, you know, whatever. But that, you know, the original Hogan and stud back there, background, I mean, that's LJN. The poster holder, a little wider, a little thicker. Mattel's down with the thickness, and so are we, because we're looking at the Dream today. And here he is in his policeman's cap, if you will, that he wore after he stole the nightstick from the big boss man. And I could have dug the boss man out, but it's a beautiful boss man too. But we do have some of other. He was a little hard to get in the archives, but we do have some other Dusty cohorts and enemies to compare him to as we look into this one. And again, if you haven't seen it yet, we do have a review of the John Cena MatteLJN as a little quickie review, patented quickie review from the Anti-Influencer. So once you're done here, like and subscribe, then you can go watch that. Big Rubber Guys reviews, lots of LJN talk. We do it all here. But we're going to see, because my jury was out and still kind of is out on Cena. So we'll see how Dusty goes. And I did, as I'd said, sort of pre-cut it here a little. Let's sniff. Yeah, it's there. I don't know. Cena was a little stronger in the scent department, if you're concerned with that. Yeah, Cena smelled a little more. Here's the Dream. And, you know, the pose, of course, I mean, he did do that as the Dream too, but they like to use the pose that was actually, I mean, he was always the Dream. I should have said as the common man. They like to use that pose with him and the finger. It was more an NWA pose, but, I mean, it works here too. I like the shirt. I like how it looks just as it did when he wore it. I mean, the folds are there. Yeah, that's great. And it goes to the back. Yeah, knee pads, tights, and the headband. And there's the hat. We're going to put this over here because we'll do that. I like it better without the hat. I mean, the whole Boss Man feud, as far as in a figure, that's been done a few times now. You know, Jax was cheap, Chinese New Year, and they threw a nightstick in with their polka dot Dusty. And then you had, I believe it was the Ultimate Dusty that had the Boss Man feud gear in it, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. So it's been done. I don't think the hat was necessary, but at least we knew from the initial Target pre-order page that, I don't even know if it's up anymore, but we knew from the pictures that it was removable. So that was good right off the bat. I really like how this looks. It looks like an LJN. The face is just enough there. And that's what you want. That's what you want with retro figure. You need that fine balance, whether it's a Hasbro style. They're really, you can't really say it with the Remcos and the Superstars and all that, because they're never going to go back to the basicness of the Remco faces. But as far as like an LJN, a big rubber guy, large rubber vinyl figure, or a Hasbro small retro style figure, you want to walk that fine line between good likeness and lesser than. And this one does it. I mean, look at that. It's the dream, but it's not 100% perfect. Actually, I think I would have to say it's actually, I can never resist $1 million smile. I would have to say it's around the eyes. I think we needed a little of the darkness under the eyes, the bags. I don't know if you want to say Dusty had bags under his eyes, but he had the dark under there. So I think it might be there that's kind of missing a little. And that's good, because you want to miss just a bit on an LJN. You don't want it to be perfect. Like a Haku. Let's put him up there. He's gonna fight Haku. That looks good, right? Haku with the thrust kick to Dusty. Oh my god, I'm playing with a rare Haku. Oh my god. Yeah. We don't do that here, we play. But yeah, there is the dream. And now I was a little critical of the Cena. The Cena, the arms are good and kind of pliable. They're as pliable as a big rubber guy. And neither are pliable as an LJN. I mean, these were, but I don't know. There's something about the Cena torso that's just, it's like rock hard. Stiff John. Dusty is the same, but the legs are really pliable, as are the arms. And I like the Dusty more than I like the Cena. And I like the Cena. I mean, I like how it looks. But there's just something about the way they did that shirt that's just... And the face, yeah, I'd say it's an LJN level face too. Midway there, but I'm loving this Dusty. I really am. And there again is again with the hat. Now what I wanted to do, again, so we showed this about a week or so ago. This is, of course, they have 2 Dusties out now, and I believe there's a rumor there's a 3rd one coming. Although now we know he'll be in the MatteLJN line too. But this is the Yellow Boots exclusive Big Rubber Guys Dusty. And I mean, there's room for both. And they both have that just there, but it's an LJN tribute face likeness. So I mean, it works. You need an NWA Dusty and a WWF Dusty. You really do, and it works. And I did want to see, just for comparison. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, Dusty be good. So there we go with that. And of course, my favorite feud in the WWF with Dusty was Dusty and Sapphire, and occasionally Liz, against Macho King Sherry, and occasionally Brother Love. And of course now, thanks to MatteLJN and Big Rubber Guys, we can have that. That's cool. That's cool. And while it's not the exact attires, I mean, you got WrestleMania 6. Or at least most of it. We need a Sherry. Yeah, we need a Sherry MatteLJN. Yeah, they got the rights to her, right? They did her in the Retros not long ago, so wouldn't that be great? But yeah, the Common Man. And you ain't gonna see no Common Man motivating the ring, sitting on a throne, pretending to be king. And I'm not going to do Savage because my Savage is terrible. But, and you guys are saying your Dusty sucks too. Well, yeah, but, it's Dusty. So he's the best. He's the GOAT. He's my GOAT. And I got to tell you, the Cena is okay. I have the Hogan, but I haven't done anything with him yet because I don't have a blue one yet. I have the black card one. And I haven't opened it, so any of them. So I haven't done a review yet. We'll go to Hogan up here eventually. I don't really feel the need for a Hogan on the card. I have a couple of the original LJN Hogans on the card. So we'll see. We'll get to Hogan eventually. This fella, yeah, I'll pick him up if he goes on clearance, but no need. I do like the file card there with the picture. That picture was on one of the classic, the 1989, and of course redone in 1990 classic trading cards. So if you recognize that picture, that's what that's from. And finally, we are going to look at the poster. We'll slide it out, and we'll see which one we got, because there's a big to-do about that too, with posters. And let's look at it first and see what we got, and then we'll get my rant going. And the winner is, this one is more wound up than the, and it's one of the blue posters. So I don't know if both blue posters, if you could, because there's two blue posters, they're a little different, and then there's a black poster. So I don't know if the black, I don't read anyone else's stuff because I want my reviews to be mine. So I don't know. I just pay a little bit of attention to what's out there so that I can grab it. I don't know if the black poster always comes in the black one, and if the two blue ones come in the blue ones or what, but we did get a blue one. So there it is with the pose. And again, I mean, he is doing that pose, but to me, the finger is the NWA, as I said before. But there he is. And to me, I did want a black card LJN, MatteLJN of Dusty to keep on the card, and I got it. I got a blue one and a black one in the box from Target, and I wanted that because if LJN had continued, since he started in '89, he would have been on a black card. So that goes well with the black card collection. That's kind of how I'm doing this. Going into what we were saying about the different posters and the cards, I can appreciate the different cards because there were blue and black LJN cards. There were not blue and black posters. The posters and the black cards, many of you know this. Some of you hopefully don't. You're learning something. The black card posters were live action shots. So with the LJN, with the Wrestling Superstars logo. So the black card posters are just like a black version of one of the blue ones. So to me, it's a manufactured, I don't want to say cash grab, because these are going to sell anyway. At least these initial offerings are. But it's a manufactured collectible. To me, it's just not something people should be. You can go nuts over whatever you want. Don't let me tell you that. I am the anti-influencer after all. But for me, it's like I have specific things that I want for my collection out of these. So obviously I wanted a Dusty. As I'd said in the Cena video, I've always loved Cena. I thought he was great. I'm not following this whole retirement thing because I just can't stand the product anymore. But, you know, I'm glad he's getting a little final run. Logan Paul, I don't know. So I didn't want that one. The Hogans, I do want to open a Hogan. We'll see what I do with the black cards. I may end up keeping one. We'll see. I'd like to find a blue one to open. Now, it did seem, as far as distribution, that I think I knew 3 people that ordered the LJNs, the MatteLJNs, and they got, almost everybody was getting black carded Hulks. So I don't know if he ended up, if he's more, they really aren't in stores yet. Some people have found them in brick and mortar Targets, but really it's people getting them to the pre-orders. And as far as I've seen, like I said, through my people, I've seen more black card Hogans going out for the pre-orders. So I don't know if that's the chase. I don't know if that's supposed to be, it's supposed to be the chase. I don't know if that's going to end up being the more common one or what. Certainly with some of the Target legends, the Mattel legends, the Elite legends, there have been cases where the chase has been easier to find than the regular. So I don't know. We'll see. I think the Dusty is totally worth it. I think the Cena is too. Simply because, you know, he looks good as an LJN. I mean, he certainly won't fit into your, you know, Retro Stars collection, but if there's one guy who could stand next to them, it's him. But it's Logan Paul. He doesn't look like a classic wrestler to me. But you might be a fan, and I'm not going to alienate you by putting him down. I'm excited for the future of the MatteLJN line because there is reissues of Bundy, the famous King Kong Bundy that you could like kill your neighbor with as a kid. He was so heavy. There's going to be the Warrior, which is nice because not a lot of people have the Warrior. I showed the Warrior briefly, the original one, in the, I think he was standing behind me, in the Cena video. So that'll be nice for people to grab a hold of that. And then Jesse Ventura is getting a reissue. And I really like that one because you have, it's the Jesse figure pose, but he's in his tux, his pink tux from WrestleMania 1. So that's going to be that's fun. I can't wait for that one. I think that's my most anticipated one. And, you know, don't forget about the big rubber guys. Don't forget about them. I mean, I put them over. Hey, you know, I had criticisms for them. I criticize and I praise. That's what I do because I'm honest. I'm honest for my opinions, and then you take that and do what you want with it. I'm excited for more big rubber guys. The Demolition 3-pack. It's not a pack, but Demolition, Axe Smash, and Crush are coming. Brand new versions of Axe and Smash, which I didn't pick up the originals. I wasn't collecting them yet, and Crush. And they got them in right before they lost the license to for them. Well, not lost. It was just that they got signed by WWE. So we might be seeing MatteLJNs of Axe Smash and Crush. Who knows? But I will be reviewing the Big Rubber Guys version, so you'll see those here. And I have quite a few of them on order. I think Sean Mooney is still coming, and the Genius, and I know I just pre-ordered the Hercules after some debate. So there's a lot of goodness coming. It's the Big Rubber Wars. It really is. And more MatteLJNs, more Big Rubber Guys. And here on the vlog, we'll be looking at both and more traditional LJNs. You know, this isn't the only carded one I have by a long shot. I've shown Vince and some other ones, I think, probably. But we'll be seeing Mr. Haku down there because he's coming. There's 2 of him coming from Big Rubber Guys, so we'll do some comparisons there. And my guy Harley, you've seen the Harley Big Rubber Guys. They've even shown the prototype. We'll grab the carded LJN out. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the time he signed it. That was fun. It was always fun with Harley. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this review of Dusty. I tried to be honest. As usual, this is a little longer. It's long form. And I hope you're watching these as well as you love the shorts. The shorts are taking off, and I love it. I love that you guys are loving it. You know, bad, good, insulting, or complimentary. Please comment. It helps, whether you want to put me down or not, it helps. And like and subscribe. That's what really helps. Because that way, YouTube knows that you want to see this and that you want to keep the vlog going. And we're having fun. And with 2 Dusties in my hand and one behind me, there's only one way we can end this. With $1 million smile.